Y'all, it just doesn't stop. It is Monday. It is Monday. Let me tell you something. We are getting ready to go to Amsterdam. Y'all know. I finally found a group on Facebook, an Amsterdam travel group, because that's one of the things that I do when I go places. I like to find Facebook groups, because there's usually good information there. People giving you good recommendations for restaurants, for this, for that, the other. I found one. And I was going through the previous chats, and somebody was asking about what do you need to go to Amsterdam as far as COVID-19 is concerned. I feel like I did a search on this before, and for some reason, everything I was finding wasn't giving me clear answers. But this one talked specifically about vaccinations, and then people were answering. So then I went and I looked up the vaccination thing for Amsterdam, and it said if you're traveling from outside of the EU, you got to be fully vaccinated. The definition of fully vaccinated was that you were vaccinated within 6 months, right? If your vaccination is older than 6 months, you have to have the booster. Yeah, I ain't had no booster, nor did I ever plan on having a booster. Because I just, if I don't have to, I feel like I'm not going to do it. The first time I got vaccinated, it was for travel. It was because it was a requirement for travel. So boom, I'm going to do what I got to do to travel. Now, it looks like this booster is going to be a requirement for travel. The problem is today is freaking Monday. I leave for Amsterdam on Thursday. My flight. I heard that people who went and got the booster, that they actually got sick. Like, they came down feeling like, flu-ish after the booster. And they said it was worse than the first time they got their shot. So I'm hoping, and y'all are hoping with me, that my body is a G. That my body is like, whatever, I'm a G. I handle vaccinations like a champ. They don't faze me. They don't affect me. Even though I was shaking and shivering the first time I got vaccinated. We ain't doing that this time, because we ain't got time to do that this time, because we got hair appointments, we got nail appointments, we got work. I do not have the bandwidth to fall out of life because a vaccination had me feeling like I had a fever, a flu, and the shakes. No. Let me tell you guys, it has been super busy. I've been working on the house in Maryland. I've been working on the house in my house. So busy that right now I have 3 young men living with me. 3 people are renting out a room. I only met 2 of them. I haven't even met the third person. I have a whole third person in my house who I don't even know what he looked like. And I've been at my house. I just been getting in late and leaving early. That's how busy it's been. Today, my timeshare liaison reached out to me because they have somebody who wants to book my timeshare, and they've been trying to reach me, and their emails have been going to like my promotional folder and not my main folder, and I hardly ever look at the promotional folder. And so I reached back out to them today, so I need to go ahead and confirm and book and get those people settled for the timeshare for 4th of July weekend. I'm going to have to pay a $35 late fee because it is after the date when you can do the transfers for free. Had I seen the email originally, I would have been within the date for the transfer for free. But oh well, it's only $35. And these people pay $1,700, I believe. $1,700 to book my timeshare for the week. So it is what it is. But that's just another thing I have to do on my list. Also, I have book orders that need to be filled. That's on my list. This is all the stuff that obviously has to be done before I leave. What are they building? A fence? They fenced it in the neighborhood. I guess maybe this noise gets, I don't know. Look at me minding their business. So we got all of that going on. I'm eating ice. Sorry. I love ice. It's like my favorite snack. The ice from work, that is. Not even regular. I don't eat ice. I only eat the work ice because it reminds me of something I can snack on with no calories and no nothing. And guys, I have to get ready to call the PM on that house over there, because for some reason, some way, somehow, they told my insurance that I was the holdup as to why they weren't finished. That me delaying, or I delayed, or I took too long picking out, the insurance said, cabinets, floors, and paint color. That's not true. So because of that, the insurance didn't pay me the rent for this month, because they said that they will pay the rent if the delay is in materials being received and or the contractor. But when the delay is mine, that's when they don't. We got to have a conversation. I ain't delayed nothing. And I have a whole timeline. Y'all know I keep my notes. I keep my receipts. So I have a whole timeline of the things that I picked out when they asked for my selections, the time it took me to pick them out, and how they weren't a delay. For instance, white cabinets. I picked out white cabinets. It took a second for me to decide on them because I wanted them to send me designs. Like, what is it? Like when a design department, like I've done, this is not my first rodeo. I have worked with design studios who would actually send me designs in my email of what they were mocking up with color choices, samples, and all of that. The cabinet people did not do that, so I requested that because I want to see how the things will look between the two color choices I was deciding between. It took them a week to do that, but when they finally did it and I made my decision, I picked cabinets that they already had in stock, so those things were delivered the day after I made my selection. The builders forgot, because I asked the cabinet people, what about the basement bar? What about the basement cabinetry? They weren't told about that. So they did not have me select anything, but it didn't matter because I knew what I was going to select as soon as they gave me the go. To give me the go, they had to come back out and do measurements for the basement. It took them a second to come back out and do measurements. By the time they did that, May 2nd is the date that they said that the cabinets would be available. That is not my holdup. The countertop people refused to come out and take measurements until they had both sets in place, meaning the basement and the kitchen. But yeah, they told my insurance I was the holdup. My insurance withheld $1,750 from me. I need to have a conversation with the contractors, because my first line is to go through them, because I don't want to ruffle feathers, because like I said, my contractors have been awesome. They have been helping me out and they've been super easy to work with, right? But I just want to let them know the ramifications of what they told, and the fact that I'm about to send receipts, because I'm not leaving $1,750 on the table because y'all decided not to take ownership of this delay. And I'm gonna say the other part that caused the huge delay wasn't them either. What it was my mortgage company. What street do I turn on this street? It was my mortgage company, because the way it works was for my mortgage company to release a check, they needed a whole packet filled out, and then they kept acting like they didn't have what they needed, and we were going back and forth a lot on getting that money released. Where do I go? It's crazy. I go to this place a lot and then always forget how I got there. So yeah, so I need to have that conversation. But like I said, I want them to be allies. I want everybody to be allies in this situation. And I want my money. I want my money. Like, let's not act like this money is coming from somebody's personal pocket. This money's coming from a corporation's pocket. And that's what it is. So I'm going to have these conversations. It's 11:12. I think I have time to have this conversation before my 11:30 booster appointment. So let me go ahead and call him and let him know what's happening. I'm going to talk to the PM first, then I'll talk to the company second, and then I'll go back and follow up with my insurance about what do you need and proof that I was not the holdup. So that's what we're doing right now. Bye.